Hello everyone and welcome to the first of hopefully many Dennis map update videos. Why did I clap? I have no clue. Anyways, we're taking a look at DE Abandon because there have been a few changes that I've made that haven't actually made it into the playable version yet. Now I did hear quite a few complaints about it in the beginning, and a lot of them understandable. It's basically just a worse Dust 2. I get you there. Now, there have been some changes made already, like some aesthetically. There are now some arches in this part of a underpass. There are some now towers in the background to give the map more feel of openness. There's now this car right here and some grass in different areas. Now, this car hood is very interesting because I definitely hope that people find interesting ways to use it. You can jump over it and get into a site a lot easier, but also what I'm hoping that it could be used for is for pop flashes. You simply buy a flash, you chuck it up there and it pops up, and then you move into sight as it flashes everyone around. As you have a flash, you pull the pin on it, you chuck it in, it pops up, it flashes, and you move into sight, start shooting some people as you move in, and you're doing some kind of like push through mid into this site. Now you might notice a couple interesting changes up here if you have played in the previous test builds, is that you can now come up onto this ladder and you will get a small height advantage. It's a very good height advantage. You can see all the way up into window over in catwalk. You can see kind of into that side over there, kind of into mid. You can hold all these angles. However, you also may notice you are very exposed as you stand in this position. Now, being in this position has necessitated a few changes to the looks of the map. You may notice there's some places over here that were not previously available. Obviously, detailing is not done yet. If you could just take a little movement over here and you take a look over there, you can see that there's nothing actually over there. I'm hoping to add some kind of street when I actually get into working on that. Now, another cool thing that I've also started changing is actually player clips. Now you notice that the bomb actually kind of bonked off there, and it's because one thing that I've potentially noticed could happen is some troll could actually just try to chuck the bomb over certain areas, and or just get into places that you're not supposed to access. So for instance, you could probably boost up here and then chuck the bomb over, but don't worry, I have made the necessary changes, I hope, to make sure that that won't be happening. Actually, never mind. Look at that. As you can see, this is why we normally get player clipping, and I don't have anyone on my team to boost me up there, so that bomb's lost. Another thing that I've started doing is actually putting more actual models and stuff into the map. So as you notice here, there's a small box here, and just goes to show the detailing process. There's a small thing right here which I can shoot through, and that could be a pretty big problem in the future. So you also, some changes, there's a small brick here into B underpass. Some more grass was added. Now I notice that it's very neon grass, and that is definitely a problem. So most of these small boxes with these 1.6 textures, you can see all pixelated, will be removed and replaced with the more high quality textured boxes. A few more changes have been made to the B site. You may notice here that this lip has been extended out a little bit because in testing I found that when trying to climb this ladder it's actually very hard to nail it just right. There's a very high likelihood of you falling off and taking damage while not wanting to. That has been fixed. A lot of the changes that I've made has been in detailing and actually making the map look good, except for this neon grass. That's going to get changed later when I actually find a better grass model. This little thing in the back, there's a house over here now. The main entrance to A has actually been changed quite a bit too. The detail has definitely gotten better. The box that was up there actually looks like a box now. So there's a ton of things that actually still need to be changed, and this is actually one of the ones that I decided to do. So on terrorist spawn, if you wanted to actually go through over to the B site, you actually had to pass over here, and there was a chance that you would get shot by CT snipers. And if you didn't CT snipers, and the same problem is happening over here where you spawn over here and immediately you can get into a mid battle. almost immediately you can tell if they're trying to go to B. So, and plus A is just faster, so there's actually really no reason to go over to the B site. Besides the fact that B site is very T-sided is what I've taken my guess at. So what I added is a small little dip here. The plan is for terrorists to be able to pass over here without being spotted by CT snipers at mid, and be able to get over to the site quickly and rush. It's a very rushable site now that this link is open over here, and you'll be able to go over here and get a plant down. One of the plan changes in the future is the change of CT spawn, due to the fact that CT spawns you basically could spawn here and immediately peek, and you'll have advantage because you spawn right here. You actually could get to mid quicker than a terrorist can, which basically means that the terrorist will most likely have a disadvantage on mid. So yeah, that's so far how far we've gotten. There definitely do need some changes, like there's going to be more detail over on this part of the map, so that people in window can actually like not just see into the void of low res detail that is the skybox right now. There are some attempts to actually make it look like a populated city, like that house over there, and some interesting detailing on the inside, but it is not complete in the slightest so far. But this will be the finished version of this will be added later today to the workshop in DE Abandoned. There are still some textures that need to be fixed, such as this section over here, but that's not really what I'm worried about right now. What I'm worried about is getting it into an actually somewhat decent looking state without the semi-broken textures not being that huge of a problem to me so far. My main problem is getting these boxes prettied up and actually replacing them with models, proper ones like these and other junk. Maybe replacing these strips of red on the sites. Now these were originally intended to represent where to plant, so that you had a visual tell of where you actually needed to plant. You could just see right here, and you could just plant wherever you wanted on this line. You can plant over here, like so. So my main goal is to blow up. Why did I say that? I don't know. Anyways, that's the goal so far. Maybe eventually getting these doors replaced with the actual doors that's seen on Dust. Now there's other problems that I have with these new layout changes, which is this pixel peeking spot right here. You can kind of snipe people at B with minimal head exposure. You could just dip back real quickly. So that is definitely a problem that definitely needs to be changed, as you could quickly move in like this, but you also have a problem of pixel peeking. Like, look at that. That's so tiny. You could probably shoot through the small crack in the bottom. Yeah. So that's going to get changed, and more detail is going to be added. I really like what I did with these 3 pylons, and my original intention was to have smoke come out of them, but they already give a sense of scale to this map, which I like, and I think you might agree with me, and that already kind of gives a sense of scale. Maybe I'll add like chips into them to show that they are long abandoned, like everything else. That's the name of this map. That's an interesting way that the physics is working. I'm not even touching my keyboard. But yeah, that is the progress that has been made so far on DE Abandoned, and how much it has changed so far. So I will go about working on this and showing more as this gets updated and changed. Yeah, I like that. Feels good actually having put that player clip in now, so that, you know, the chances of bomb getting lost are basically 0. Maybe if I try chucking bomb up there. I don't know if I put the player clip on this yet. But yeah, hopefully this video will be out by tonight, and by then, yeah, I didn't player clip that, so that is a problem. I thought that maybe bomb would be able to reach up there, but yes, bomb can reach up there. So this video should be out by tonight, and I'll catch your guys' drift later as I continue to work on this Worst Dust 2. Hello everybody, welcome back to Dennis map making. Well, this is technically part 2 of the video that I'm already making, and this is a continuation of the changes that I've made in the past day. This is now 12:30 tomorrow after the day I made the last update to the video, and as you can see from CT spawn, there are already a few changes. I already made the changes to CT spawn, so now CT spawn way back here, so that takes slightly longer to get over here. Over here. I also noticed that the map has a little bit more bump mapping, so it really feels a little bit more like its actual ground, and a lot more detail. What am I going on about? Anyways, this is a lot of stuff has gotten changed. Like a lot of stuff, you could already tell. Like a lot of stuff has changed. And this isn't even all the stuff that has changed. There are still a few problems with this version that have been ironed out with the most recent version. This is just the most recent compile and not the most recent version of the map. So as you can see, some detailing. There's now some buildings in the background that you can see overhead. This little section's gotten ironed out, so it's less head glitching. You could still move through it though. And almost every single box here has gotten replaced by a better model. Except, now there are some problems like this, being able to shoot through that, and over here, same thing. Those problems have been ironed out completely. You will not see them in the most recent version of the build. Now you may have noticed last time I was over here that you could accidentally drop bomb over here and get lost. That has been fixed, and also the model has been changed from a set of boxes to a stone area. That just made a lot more sense to me than what was previously there. This is also a player clip, so you can't just drop bomb over here and just lose it forever. So that's got changed, and now it's so easier to get up onto Michael's spot. We call this Michael's spot because in Dust, Michael likes to camp up on a similar area. You may also notice that these doors over here have been replaced. They're also been replaced the same over there. Now this box has been replaced in the most recent version of the build with actual boxes, so you don't need to worry about that. Almost every single box in here has been replaced with a completely redone version of the box. This bomb's just been left here. As you can see, all the doors have been changed into actual doors now. There's all boxes now. So almost every single thing when it comes to detailing has been changed. There are new buildings in the backgrounds, as you can see, that really liven up and make it really feel like you're inside of the map. Makes it actually feel like you're a part of this world and stuff. And there are windows in there, which really, I think, helps the atmosphere of the level. Whereas previously it was just a bunch of weird boxes hanging around, just chilling and stuff. So there's actually a lot of changes have been made. Now, one of the really things that I'm most proud of that's going to come in the recent version, not in this compile, was the changes that I made to B-site. Now, you won't be able to see them here, but you're definitely going to see them on the most recent version of the build. And that is that I have now made it so that B-site, one of them is that this wall's got extended, and that's now a new wall that extends from here to about here, making a Z formation. This now makes it so that CTs have a bit more cover and can't be sniped from A site from cheeky snipers trying to peek over here and have head glitching properties. That's just one of the major things that I've done, just so that it's a little safer for rotations into the B site from A site for CTs. Another big change I've made is to this entire back part has been completely revamped, because before it's just a couple of boxes. It's really bland and boring, and I will show you now with the most recent version of it how revamped it is. It is now a complete building with an openable door that you can go inside, and I think that this will provide a better cover for CTs to actually be here, an actual fighting chance if they're gonna stand back here, an actual interesting play to that. A lot of the models have been changed, especially up here, as you can see, and over here, all the models have been replaced. Now, one thing that could see in the probably future is sometimes models won't render in newer versions. For instance, this model is actually supposed to be here in the build, but you actually don't see them here, which is a big problem. But yeah, quite a bit has changed, mostly in models and textures. Not a lot has been changed in the terms of gameplay sense. Some of the bugs were ironed out, like getting through here was a bit tricky on that side. A couple of other things like that. But besides that, most of it has been in detailing and delaying spawn and delaying times to get into sight. So if I could show you what has been changed over here in this version, you'll see that there's now a Z pattern here in the most recent version, at least, that makes it harder for people on over here to snipe down at the people in that the CT is rotating in. Another change that was made was that it's now safer for CTs to pass through this now that there's a box here, so that willing terrorists can't just shoot down at them. You still can't get up here into this. That's the way it was planned. So now I think I've made this side a bit more balanced for the CTs instead of very terrorist-sided. Guys up. Oh, I see now. Would you look at this? Live, coming from me, a bug has been found in the coding. Wonderful. So, if you can't tell what's going on, this little thing down here is one hammer unit off the wall. It's just large enough for me to stand on it. I could just walk over here. Oh my goodness. That is so dumb. Live bug found. Good thing I found that. So now you can literally just walk over here and walk along the wall and just kind of... Oh, that's so stupid. That's so good. That is so good that I can just walk over here and just see into the black abyss. Oh, I love that. Okay. Yeah, you all the work I put into it, just one thing. It's one hammer unit off the wall. Just allowing me to just go over here. Oh, that's so dumb. I love it. I love it. Oh, I want to see if I can get all the way over there. Come on, baby. Oh, we can't. Okay, you can't really get over there. Maybe if I could jump strafe. Hold on, I'm experimenting with the bugs. Oh, you can. Oh, I just didn't manage to do it. That's a cool thing, I guess. But it's still a bug and we got to fix it.